series. Any questions for Dan?
Coach, with this year's roster, are you expecting to be manufacturing more runs than in the past few seasons?
You want to manufacture enough to win the game, for sure. And I think these guys have made the effort to do the little things, which is what you're talking about, moving runners, scoring runners. We're going to have the ability to run a little bit. Guys have shown the ability to execute. We've had some really good teams in the past. And so I don't know, again, like each team kind of evolves as it evolves. But I would tell you that I think these guys are going to make the effort to do the little things for sure.
Coach, what's the challenge of going on the road to open up your season? And in the last few years, you've kind of not been, you've been away from here, but you've been at a tournament or something like that. What's the challenge of a true road set against a team coming off of CWS appearance?
Yeah, definitely a challenge going into somebody else's ballpark. Environment's different. Obviously, you got their home crowd. They could build momentum, I guess, from that at times. That's things you got to deal with in a college baseball season, and we're looking forward to seeing how our guys respond to that. I think it's a good challenge. I mean, really, it's probably something that I think the guys are looking forward to.
You have the starting rotation picked out for the weekend.
We got game 1 and 2. We're going to go, guys don't even know this yet, we're going to go Jack Siebert and Mac Ewer, game 1 and 2, and see how those 2 games go, and then go to game 3.
Coach, talk about Siebert. How is his experience going to help him head down to UNC?
So he's got a lot of college innings under his belt, got a lot of college starts. Obviously has the ability to mix and to pitch, ability to hold runners, ability to field his position. And so all that kind of goes hand in hand. It goes maybe some guys show up to college that way. He's pitched 3 years in college, pitched against some good teams. And, I don't think there's an environment that's going to, as far as going on the road, it's not going to startle him or anything. It's going to be about him going out and staying within himself and executing pitches.
We're talking about the competitiveness of pieces that you have on, you could put anyone in for the starting 9. How many pieces are more locked in right now?
There's definitely guys that put themselves in the lineup, without a doubt. And again, like that always changes. I mean, it could change opening day, it could change practice day. And so just see where guys are with, as far as being comfortable and being able to execute and being able to help you go out and win a baseball game. And but overall, this group is, at the end of last weekend, was ready to put 9 guys out there and really play anybody. And as far as on the mound, we've got plenty of depth there. We've got good starters, and I would say we felt really good about it where we were at the end of last Saturday, and that hadn't changed since.
So what do you say is the strength of the Red Raider baseball team for this year, and what's the one thing that you want to hang your hat on?
Yeah, I think time will tell on that. I think right now the strength would be is making the effort, mentally and physically to go pitch to pitch, mentally, again, physically to, do the little things, whatever that entails in a baseball game. Obviously, there's talent on all teams. There's tools on all teams. These guys have shown that they love each other. They've shown they want to play for each other, and usually that's a pretty good recipe.
Coach, with the road struggles last year going 6-15, is there anything different that you look to do, maybe even pre-game leading up to it, just to give it a little bit of a different feel as you head to this first week?
I think you look at that every week and you look at it every month as you evolve. We've been doing this long enough. I think we got a decent track record on the road. I think last year is just kind of what it was. But absolutely, you always look at things. Look at things all the way from the time they go to bed, the time they get up, and maybe even in between. Probably look at it too much.
A lot of teams will have like a word or a phrase to kind of like set the tone for the season. Think of like the 98 Bulls where they said it's the last dance. Georgia this past year was composure. I'm just wondering if you've seen anything kind of pop up, whether in the locker room, on the field, that's kind of going to like set the tone for the season.
I haven't heard anything. Our program's been built on trust and respecting the game since the day we got here, and that hadn't changed. If the guys come up with a slogan, they come up with a slogan. We've had a few over the years. I think if anybody could ever capture the ability to be present instead of maybe just what the slogan says, it's really about trying to go pitch to pitch and being able to play the game the right way. And I think our guys trust each other. I think they trust themselves. I don't think we're trying. I really don't think we're going out to try. I think we're going to trust what we do and play the game the right way.
Coach, what are you expecting from North Carolina's pitching rotation this weekend?
Man, I'm getting close. They got a returner that'll go game one. He's right-handed. Goot's been looking at most of that at this point. We've really been focusing on ourselves way more than North Carolina. We've got everything you need as far as that goes. They haven't announced it. When they do announce it, we'll look at it as a staff. We'll tell our team for the games on game day. But really, to me, this group is a group that they can control what they control and be ready to play. You can throw everything out the window. We're going to win plenty of baseball games. And you can know who's on the other side and not know who's on the other side. And believe me, we'll know everything there is to know, but right now we're still got practice here in an hour and a half. And really it's about us getting ready.
Tim, you talked about the first two starting pitchers. Can you break down kind of the competition just to be in the rotation, what some of those other guys would look like Petty and Perko and Trindon and whoever else?
Plenty of competition, Don. All those guys are throwing the ball really well. There's always things within the first month of the year where guys encounter things, whether it's a setback physically, maybe it's a setback, maybe they get the flu, something like that. There's been some of that, but everybody's healthy right now. All those guys are throwing the ball good, and unfortunately, you can only pick so many starters. And in college baseball, you go out and try to win the game in front of you. And so we feel really good about having the guys you mentioned and some other ones down there in the bullpen.
With UNC replacing his top four batting last year, what do you expect to see from the new lineup of players heading into this matchup?
So they return a catcher's an All-American. They return their infield. They got a kid that transferred to play center from Liberty. They're going to give you, they're going to be tough to beat at home. You're going to have to play good baseball. And so as far as their lineup goes, I could start naming names with Madera and Gallagher and second baseman, Van Brake, however you say it, and whoever they land over there at first, and Stevenson behind the plate. And it's going to be competitive. It's University of North Carolina. It's going to be a good baseball team. There's not college baseball teams pretty much at any level that 6 out of 9 guys can be tough to get out that day. And you go into North Carolina and they're picked to win the ACC, guess what? They're going to have 9 guys that are competitive. And so got to go play good baseball and play the game the right way. But they're older as far as what you're saying is there are some older guys. They've kind of hung their hat a little bit on the portal, a little bit. And so what you get with that is maybe a little more experience, maybe a little bit better knowledge of what you got to do to win a college baseball game. And that's something you just got to deal with. And so we'll go in and do it.
Coach, is it kind of a challenge, just the schedule and the kind of starting depth that you guys have this year? Because not a whole lot of midweek in this coming week, and just not a whole lot of innings over February. Just how do you prepare, and keep guys fresh?
We've talked to our guys. There's not enough innings for bodies. There's no way, and so you'll have to come back after a weekend and do some inter squad or some live BP or something to keep guys sharp. And there absolutely could be guys that do not throw this weekend. That could be your best guy either in a weekend or a midweek or out of the bullpen. absolutely could happen. Some of the better players we've had have had to wait their turn. And, you know, again, I think we all just watched the Super Bowl. I think Jalen Hurts said that right when the game was over. And so really the first challenge is to be a good teammate and to understand what your role is for that day. And we've talked about all that, and we've said forever, man, it's really hard to be a great player without being a great teammate. This is kind of where it starts. This is where it starts because there's going to be guys that want to play. They all want to play. And so just try to, try to keep them ready for when their turn comes, and try to keep the attitudes good, and try to do the best we can with it. At the same time, it's you want them to be that way a little bit, right? I mean, we didn't bring them here to not play, but at the same time, you play 9 guys, and you got certain guys in the bullpen on certain days.
Coach, how has the business side of college athletics changed the way you build a roster in terms of like NIL, coming revenue sharing, all of that, and your coaching duties overall?
So that's a lot of questions. As far as my coaching duties, I'd like to think they haven't changed a whole lot. I'd like to go to the cage and hit fungos and recruit and build a team. There's more people to communicate with as far as all those things go, especially building the team, that part. As far as the business model of it and what we're going to, Judge Wilkins deciding that on April 7th. And so when that gets passed, I would say all that gets put in place, and you have the revenue share piece that comes into play, and that's really good for college baseball. Very, very similar to what the Academic Award did 5 or 6 years ago. That allowed us to, put a little more money in the guy's pocket, which helped offset some housing costs and some meal costs. That award's called Austin. It's been around, it's going away. But the revenue share deal allows you kind of what college baseball's been searching for 40 years. I mean, you're searching for ways to offset room and board costs, really. Or if you're paying for room and board, to offset tuition cost. And so it's going to help in those ways. As far as, like I said, as far as my responsibilities, I mean, it's just baseball, and it's what you love to do, and it's not a big deal. Just if you want to add things to it, that's fine. It doesn't make you not love it. It just means you got a little more on your plate sometimes. Now, our staff's really good. I mean, obviously, our staff's really good. Our administration, second to none. I mean, you start talking about everybody being on the same page. This place it's built a little different. It really is, and very easy to communicate, and we got all the support we need.
How does it feel to not be dealing with inter squads anymore, and you actually get to play someone else?
Are we there? Still got tomorrow now. Still got tomorrow. Guys are excited. Last week, I think Robin said at the tailgate dinner, he's like, man, we're kind of tired of playing each other. And I don't know if it's tired of playing each other. You want to play games you feel like there really is like there's a result to it. And our guys do a really good job in inter squads competing. I think they love playing, but I do think they're ready to play somebody else.
Starting the season, what's the goal for the first series of your team? Is there anything specific you're looking for?
Absolutely, you're going in. You're looking to, play pitch to pitch. You're looking for guys to be in control of what they're doing. You're looking to make, obviously play good baseball in every phase. Kind of let the chips fall. Obviously, you can talk about winning games, but you really got to play each inning as its own. And the more you can get guys to slow down, the better it usually is. And this team again has shown they're making an effort to do that. And excited about watching that. But just want basic deal. Yeah, you're going in there, you're trying to win game 1, and then you're in position to win a series. And that's your basic stuff, but there's a lot more layers to winning a baseball game than just basic stuff.
Anything else? All right. See you next
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah,
Safe travels.
appreciate it.